Welcome to Jyotish analysis and prediction. This person is born in Ashtami Tithi. This person asked me, actually requested me to analyze his birth chart, so I am analyzing his birth chart. I hope you will like this video very much, and it will be quite interesting video for you. I'll try to make the video a little short today because too much of detail discussion may be little boring. So to the point analysis, I think that will be better. So straight away I'm going to the discussion, and in the meantime I request you all to subscribe to this channel. This person is born in Bajra Jog. This jog is very interesting because they are very strong from inside, because they have to really, Bajra means very strong, and they will have to fight for different issues, and ultimately they overcome all the obstacles by their own efforts. Actually their life is full of struggle, but this person is quite religious because he is born in nakshatra of Purva Phalguni, and that is also in the third pada. Third pada means this person will be quite passionate about knowledge, quite passionate about his hobby, his likes and dislikes, many things. And this person is quite talented as well because his moon is in the 5th house. If I show you the chart, you will understand. Where you see the Lagna, his moon is here. This is Lagna, and this is moon. That means moon is sitting in the 5th house. So this person may be quite romantic as well. Romantic means it doesn't mean that you have to fall in love with person and you have to have an affair. It is not that. Actually the person is quite romantic. Means what? The person likes nature, and is not very harsh kind of person. Is not that very realistic, very harsh kind of person, practical person. Maybe he is realistic definitely, but thing is he also has taste for good culture. He likes singing, he likes creative arts, he likes creativity, he likes to enjoy the nature, he also likes romance, this kind of things. This is called romantic. And is Mercury and Mars together in the 3rd house. This is very interesting issue. Mars is combust with Mercury. Mercury means intelligence. Mars together, so naturally this person will be quite intelligent actually, because Mars and Mercury both are very vital, because Mars is actually Lagna Lord, and that is sitting with Mercury. Mercury in general is the planet of intelligence, and here this Mercury is actually 3rd house lord as well as 6th house lord. So Mercury is very vital planet for him, though it is not a benefic planet for this Lagna, this ascendant, but still there is efforts, initiatives, competition, everything are dependent on Mercury, and that is conjunct with Mars, that is the lord of ascendant. So naturally the person will be quite intelligent, and he will be able to communicate with people quite well. He is very social in nature, sociable in nature. He likes to communicate with people, and he does it quite well, very smartly. And Sun, Saturn, Jupiter and Venus together in the 2nd house. 2nd house means finance. Second house means bank balance. Second house is also the house of family. And Jupiter is there. Jupiter means ninth house lord sitting in the second house. This is a very good connection if you want to study law related subjects or anything related to philosophy or anything related to politics also, because you see, first of all, moon is in fifth house, that is the house of sun. Sun means political science, and sun itself is sitting in second house with Saturn. Saturn is also a planet which controls politics, and Jupiter also very useful planet for politicians, because to become minister you need strong Jupiter, strong Saturn, strong Sun combination, and all these are combined together in the second house. Second is the most vital place. Actually, this controls our family life, it controls our finance, it controls our bank balance, it controls our speech. If you want to do any politics, or if you want to be a teacher, or if you want to do anything in profession, then you have to speak, and you have to speak very cleverly, and that should have some impact on others. Whenever these people will speak, when Jupiter, Saturn and Sun together sitting in the second house, that means they will have great effect on the people who will listen to this person. This is the reality, this is the speciality of this chart. So this type of connection may be good for teaching oriented profession, or something related to public responsibility, public servant, those who are actually in public relation actually, because Mercury is a vital planet which controls the sixth house. Sixth house means our regular job, regular service. Mercury is sitting in the third house, that is the communication. So one person who is engaged in some job of public relation or service to people, so they are very successful in that kind of job, because they have to speak a lot. They cannot remain silent, they have to speak quite regularly, and naturally Mercury itself is a planet of speech, and that is sitting in its own house quite strongly. And also in the second house is ninth house lord, as well as Saturn, that is the 10th house lord, and 11th house lord. 11th house lord is sitting in the second house, that means he will become successful in expressing his ideas to people, and people will like that, will listen to him, and that will have a great impact. That means his speech will have a great impact on public, and this is very good combination for public service. Like politicians are also engaged in service to people. A lawyer is also engaged in such type of public relation or public service actually. And Sun is a very vital planet, that is sitting with Saturn. Saturn is actually the natural planet of profession actually. This planet is the planet of profession for all, according to the Kalpurush chart. This is 10th and 11th house lord, naturally it is the lord of profession for all, irrespective of any ascendant. So Saturn, Sun, and Sun, Saturn, that means something related to some government. Those who are engaged in government service, that is public service, and they should have this type of combination. That is a very good combination because Sun is very strong here. Sun becomes very strong in first house, that is in Mesh Rashi, Vrishab Rashi, Mithun Rashi, and Leo sign as well, that is Singh Rashi and Kanya Rashi, as well as the fiery sign like Dhanu Rashi, and 10th house as well. So Sun Saturn combination is a very good combination for profession. And Venus is only combust, that is the only headache, because Venus means spouse, that is wife actually. So if Venus is afflicted naturally, this really becomes a obstacle in getting happiness from wife, because Venus has been weak here, and also it may spoil happiness of family. But anyway, Jupiter and Saturn conjunct together in the second house is a very good plus point, and that is why he will definitely have very good family life. His family members will be quite educated, or they may be in a high position. They will be quite educated. His parents may be quite educated, because Moon is also in the fifth house. Moon means mother, that is in the fifth house. Both his parents may be engaged in high positions. They may be teaching, they may be engaged in teaching or in some responsible position. I'm not telling that if such kind of combinations are there, then all the parents should be in high position, but this is a probability. But main problem is 4 planets together in the second house. Because of that, there may be some disturbance in family, some problems, but this person definitely will have higher education, and his family members will have different kinds of nature actually, because Saturn represents one nature, Jupiter represents another nature, Venus represents different nature. 4 planets are showing different natures. So naturally his family members are of different nature actually, but they are quite powerful people. But because of this conjunction, 4 planets in one house, maybe sometimes it will be quite disturbing also. There should not be more than 2 planets or 3 planets, because that becomes a headache for the native. But Sun, Saturn, Jupiter is a very useful conjunction. This gives success in profession. Profession is very vital in our life, especially this age of uh, professional competition and such cutthroat competition, the age of cutthroat competition. This type of combination of planets is very useful. It helps the native to get success in life. And another thing is that his moon is in the Purva Phalguni Nakshatra, and that is in third pada of Purva Phalguni Nakshatra. So naturally, that means he'll be quite passionate about his hobby or his um, he will be quite hungry for knowledge, and he will be quite creative as well, and he may study something related to humanities, because Moon is sitting in the fifth house, and that is also in the nakshatra of Venus, and Venus is though weak in the second house, so naturally it may be difficult for him to study any science oriented subject. He may not find any interest in that type of subjects, rather he will find interest in such kind of subjects, that is something related to humanities, like it may be finance, it may be philosophy, it may be political science, it may be some language, English language, Bengali language, whatever it is. So quite educated person, he will be quite successful in his education. But problem is Rahu is there in the fourth house. Rahu is in the fourth house, but in Punarvasu Nakshatra. That is why Rahu will not give that much bad results, and rather he will be quite brilliant as well, because Mercury is very strong. Mercury means brilliance. Without help of Mercury and without help of Moon, education becomes difficult. If your Mercury is not good, if your Jupiter is not good, and Moon is also not that strong, education becomes little tough. But in his case, I find that Jupiter is quite strong. That is ninth house Lord sitting in the second house quite strongly and aspecting the ninth house. That means he will be definitely highly educated. Moon is also quite successfully, also shows success in education, because that is the fourth house Lord sitting in the fifth house. Definitely it is a very good sign. And his fourth house is though occupied by Rahu, but Rahu is also in the nakshatra of in the nakshatra of Jupiter. So Jupiter also, to a great extent, controlling his education. Is something related to humanities, and that will be quite useful for him if he studies something like any language, or he studies economics, or he studies philosophy, or even some any other art subject, something related to past, some traditional subject. Actually traditional subject, I mean to say traditional subject, it may be Sanskrit, it may be Vedic culture, it may be astrology, it may be history, anything, and that will be very useful for him, and to get any profession like teaching, or he may get into politics also. Very good, because Jupiter Saturn conjunction with Sun is a very good thing. And also even if he wants to study law or law related subjects, that also is quite possible. So it can make him a good lawyer also, because already his nakshatra, that is Lagna's nakshatra, is Ashwini nakshatra. Ashwini nakshatra is a very powerful nakshatra, because these type of people are very curious to know about many truths of life, and whatever they want to know, they want from the very root level, from very base. Their basic knowledge and in-depth knowledge is very strong, and they are generally little philosophical in nature. Everything they decide, everything they think from philosophical point of view. Religious, quite religious kind of person, because his Lagna's nakshatra is in the first pada. Naturally, he is quite a religious person, and but his Moon is in the third pada of Purva Phalguni nakshatra, so naturally he will be quite passionate. And but another thing is that most of the planets, at least 3 planets are there, which are in the second pada of different nakshatras. If I show you that, you will understand that. Here you see planets, and there you see Lagna is in the first pada, Sun is in the first pada, Moon is in the third pada, that is third quarter. Mars in the third quarter. That means he'll be very eager to know many subjects, actually, different things about different matters. Actually, he will be interested to know about different things. Actually, Mercury is also in the fourth pada. That is, he will be quite um, religious person, and that is sitting in Ardra Nakshatra. Ardra Nakshatra is very good nakshatra, actually, in Rahu's nakshatra though, but quite strong nakshatra, and he may be quite religious, quite intelligent as well, because it is a friendly nakshatra for Mercury. Jupiter is in the Kritika nakshatra. Kritika nakshatra is a very good nakshatra, and Jupiter is sitting in the second pada, that is second quarter of Kritika nakshatra. That means this person will be quite practical also, and he will be also successful in his profession. And Saturn is, that is the profession, the real planet of profession, is also sitting in second quarter of Kritika nakshatra, in the same nakshatra with Jupiter. That means he will be really very practical minded and successful in his career. And also you see Saturn, Jupiter, and Ketu. Ketu also is in the second pada, that is in the second quarter of his Uttarashara nakshatra. That is also Sun's nakshatra. That is why this person will be quite religious as well as quite practical and successful in his career, and quite realistic person. And the more the person will have more planets in second quarter of different nakshatras, the more the person will be successful in his life, in success in profession, success in earning money. That kind of connection develops. Now let's go to Chalit chart. There we find that Sun is actually sitting in the third house with Venus and Mars. Venus and Mars are actually in the third house. Venus is actually the seventh house and second house lord, actually, but here it is Chalit chart. Naturally, don't see the sign. Actually, here sign is not actually considered. Here main thing is houses, but the second house lord is sitting in the, actually third house lord sitting in the third house, and Sun is also sitting in the third house. Mars is actually first house lord, that is sitting in the third house. So he will be very communicative. He will communicate very well with people, especially public relation will be quite strong point for his profession, and he will be definitely involved in some public service kind of profession. Ketu is in the sign of Jupiter, actually, there is in the Dhanu Rashi, and here Ketu is very strong. Ketu also means religion, so he will be definitely quite religious person, and also will study something related to which is something like philosophy, something like Sanskrit, astrology, this type of ancient subject, actually. And what else? Moon is sitting in the sixth house, and that is, is in the third quadrant of Purva Falguni Nakshatra, and Venus is sitting in the third house. So he'll definitely like politics, because sixth house means politics, and that is also in the sign of Sun, that is Leo sign. Leo sign means political signs. So you will like politics definitely. And since Moon is sitting in the 6th house, he will be quite competitive as well. He may be interested in government service as well. And his Mercury is actually sitting in the 4th house, and Mercury means education, and education lord itself is sitting in the 4th house, so definitely it will give him very good education. Though Rahu is conjunct with Mercury, Rahu may give some kind of disturbances. Sometimes he may be distracted from his education during his lower education, that is school education, or even in college education. But ultimately he will be quite well educated. He will be successful in getting higher education definitely. So this much about his career and education prospects from D1 chart. Let's go to KP chart. Before that, I must see what is the dasha continuing now. Dasha is actually Mars dasha continuing now. No, sorry, it is dasha of Moon which is continuing now. Moon means his 4th house lord, and now exactly he is going through Moon and Ketu, and then he will have Moon Venus, and then his Moon dasha will end. His Moon dasha will end when it will be Moon Sun. That is, Moon's dasha is going to end in 2025. So this is 23, another 2 years left. So Moon and Sun both are very useful planets. During this period only, he may get success in getting a very successful career. Moon Venus is also very useful period. That time also he may be successful in finding his career. But this time especially he must be little confused whether he should which particular profession he should choose. He is very much confused about that, because Moon Ketu, this relation is not very strong relation at all, and though Ketu is in the 10th house, but still Ketu may find some problem. He may find some problem due to Ketu also. Maybe he will be quite anxious about his career this time. He is very much, he is quite inquisitive in nature. Moon Ketu means this period he will be quite tense regarding many aspects in life, and he will be also very much tense about his mother or mother's health, or his home affairs. So this period is not very useful. This time he will be quite tense regarding many aspects in life. So let's go to KP chart. From there we get to know about the picture much better. So KP chart is this one. Here you see the exact position of different planets. Jupiter, Saturn sitting in the Lagna. This makes him very religious person, and also will be quite interested in philosophy kind of things, because Jupiter, Saturn also can make him a good teacher, and also can make him successful in career, like some public service, some social service, and or he may be a lawyer, because Sun is sitting in the 2nd house with Venus. He may be quite creative person as well, and Moon is sitting in the 5th house. This also makes him quite creative, or he may be interested in creative arts, creative things. Moon is sitting in the 5th house, so Moon is aspecting his 11th house. That also is very good thing. Rahu sitting in the 4th house, and that is also in the strongest sign, that is, it is exalted sign, and Ketu is also in the exalted sign. Naturally this makes him successful in career. Mercury, Mars together in the 3rd house. This makes him more communicative, some communication oriented subject, public relation kind of subjects, management oriented subjects, are good for him, and he should be little careful while driving bikes or two-wheelers, because Mars is sitting in the third house. So while driving or traveling by road, you should be little careful, otherwise you may face some um, minor accidents actually. So let's go to cusps. If you want to see his education, if you see the fourth cusp is Saturn. Now Saturn, what is the status of Saturn? We go directly to this one. Here we see Saturn is actually untenanted, and his actual dasha is now Moon, and Moon is also untenanted. Here is Moon, Moon is also untenanted, that is showing 2 5 2 3 7 5. This is strong indication of, you know, something related to creative work, something related to family, something related to finance, communication, and also some affairs, because fifth house is very much there and third is also there. We may have some relation with someone nearby you person, someone living nearby in the neighborhood, or someone known to him through his brother or sister. And actually Moon is the sublord of his Moon is actually the nakshatra lord of his 11th house. So Moon will definitely give him success in career and also success in earning money. And Moon is untenanted, that is why Moon is very successful. Moon will definitely make him successful in his career and also in his goal, in reaching his goal. Moon means mind, so you should be quite determined kind of person in finding success in life. So, and what about his 10th house lord? 10th house Kaspal lord is actually sublord is against Saturn. Again, Saturn is the 10th house Kaspal sublord, and Jupiter is the 6th house Kaspal sublord, and Jupiter is also the 2nd house Kaspal sublord. So if we see the significations of Jupiter and Saturn, Jupiter is showing 2 1 6 10, that means Jupiter will make him successful in his career, and also Saturn is also showing 2 1 6 11 12, that means he will be quite successful in his career. He will be able to find a suitable job, because 2 6 11 connection is there. Jupiter and Saturn both are actually showing 2 6 connection, so definitely he will be successful in his career. 6 means also politics, 6 also means politics, 6 also means competition, 6 also means law, 6 also means something like medical science, treatments, this type of things. And exactly he is going through Moon's dasha. Moon means 2 5 2 3 7 and 5. So this time he may get married also, or may get some connections of marriage, because Moon is strongly indicating 7th house and 5th house. 5th house means some relation, 2nd house is family, and 7th house means marriage. But since Venus is actually afflicted, that is why he may have some issues regarding this, may have some difficulties regarding his marriage. And I already told, people with Vajra Jog really face a lot of struggle in life, in whatever they want. Ultimately they overcome every obstacle by his own effort. So this is a brief discussion about his Kaspal table actually, and I have already shown you the Kaspal chart also. In the Kaspal chart also we find that Sun, Venus together in the second house, Jupiter, Saturn together in the first house. Actually, teaching oriented profession is very ideal for him, and it depends on what subject he is studying. If he studies something related to law, then he can become a lawyer. If he studies something related to economics, then he will be a economist. He can work in a bank, or he does something like creative kind of thing. There is, if he likes journalism, that is also quite possible, because Mercury is sitting in the second house, so that is in the third house. So naturally he will be quite communicative. In communication oriented profession, he will be quite successful. So all connections are there definitely, but Ketu in the 10th house is definitely a problem, because Ketu sometimes creates hidden enmity and secret enemies, and he may also be involved in some secret job also. You see, his 10th house Kaspal sublord, since he is more interested about his career, Saturn is sitting in each nakshatra. Let's see planets. Here you see Saturn is sitting in the nakshatra of Sun, and Sun means government, so he may be involved in some government service. And Sun represents what? If you see Sun, 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, and Saturn is showing 1, 2, 6, 11, 12. So he will definitely be successful in his career, and that may be a government job as well. So we are finding that his career prospect is quite good. And if we go to another thing, that is, if we go to his nakshatra nadi, this is a very interesting one. There we have found that actually his moon is showing this one. This very combination. Moon means 5, moon means 2, 3, 7 and 1, 10. That means 2, 10 combination is there, and also 7th house is there, 5th house is there. So all good things are there. All good things are there. That is, 5th house means some affairs or some relationship. Also creative arts. 2 is money. 3 means communication. 7 means marriage or business. 10 is profession definitely. And this particular time he will be involved in this type of activities. And his Saturn is actually the 10th house sublord. So Saturn is showing 1, 11, 12, 2, 6. So 2, 6, 11 is there. So definitely he will be successful in his profession also. So this is all about his career prospect and his education. And let's see his education also. His education lord is Saturn, and that also is again showing 11th. Here you see his education lord is also Saturn, that is showing 1, 11, 2, 6. That means that is also showing success in his education. That's all. Thank you very much.